Good evening. Welcome to Robert's Reading Room and Reviews. I'm here to do my latest book review. And I just want to say, when I say this book was so juicy, fast paced, a page turner. Wow. With no further ado, I am talking about You, Me, and He by Brooke Green. This book originally came out in 2008, and I read it when it first came out, and I've been doing some rereads. It all started by me watching Kay the Reader, and she made the suggestion of rereading books and see how you felt from when you read it years ago to now. And I just want to say, I'm so glad I took her advice, because the first time I read this, I was like, ooh, it was good. This time, I really got into the characters, the content, the storyline. It made me think, like, what would I do if I was in a situation? Some of the things that happen in the characters within this book. Wow. But the main characters in this book is you have Keith and Donna, who is a couple. You have Gerard and Jackie, who they are married. This book deals with a triangle, a betrayal. Oh my God, the secrets. For as my favorite character in this book, I would have to say it was Miss James. That is actually Gerard's mother. I love her because she spoke her truth. She didn't take no BS from anyone. She was trying to instill that in her daughter-in-law, which was Jackie James. And I mean, she my favorite part was when they was discussing about relationship, the marriage, how Gerard was treating Jackie. And I'm not, as you know, you follow Robert's Reading Room, I don't do spoilers, but I will touch some of the high points in this book. But how Gerard was treating Jackie, her daughter-in-law. And even though he was her son, she still called him out on him being wrong and how he treated Jackie. And when she explained to Jackie about how Gerard's father tried to do her the same way he was doing Jackie, and the incident where he ran out of the house in his underwears, you talking about, I was on the floor laughing. That part was so funny to me. The villain in this book, the one person who I hated him, and I don't even know him. He's a character in this book. Is Gerard. I could not stand him because he, to me, was insecure, immature, to be a lawyer, very successful lawyer, cocky, arrogant, and just the way he treated his wife Jackie, and the things he did to try. He just felt like what he wanted, he was gonna get. And let me tell you, he got something that he didn't want. But you have to read this book to find out what I'm talking about. You, Me, and He by Brooke Green. I want to say, I can honestly say this is like one of the first books I have read that the author had me in my feelings with these characters. I, on one hand, was like, I didn't like them, and on the other hand, I kind of agree with some of the things that they did in this book, and it kind of lead me toward maybe liking them. But then I was like, no, I was just, I don't know. Like, for instance, Donna, I just didn't like her because at times I feel like she was trying to take advantage of Keith in the situation, and she wasn't being sincere and loving with her feelings. I didn't know. I mean, she led me to believe like she was just in it for what she could get, and that's all I'm gonna say. You would just have to read the book to understand what I'm talking about. Her mother, on the other hand, unlike Gerard's mother, her mother, Donna's mother, is trifling. She's very trifling. Jackie, she meant well, but she was too weak, very weak. Um, she put up with things I feel like she didn't have to. In that whole job situation, I was like, oh no, 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 no. Yes, Gerard is the mess. Please read this book because you will see how he got around in this book, and the poor pastor and the wife, first lady of the church, and Keith's father, Mr. Reed. Oh my God. Um, this is one hot, steamy, juicy read. If you ever read this book, you, me, and he, please inbox me and let's talk about this because it's a lot I want to say, but I don't do spoilers on Robert's Reading Room and reviews. That's a no for me. I tried to look up this author because the way this book ended, she left these characters so interesting. Like, it was more to some of these characters in this book. Donna's best friend, Sabrina, um, she's another character in this book I didn't like, but then when what happened to her, I felt kind of bad for her, but then went back and thought about it. Some things happen and take place when you are messing with a married man. I'll put it that way. This is definitely a 5-star read. Even though it did have minor, I mean very minor error, I'm still gonna give it a 5-star because it's just a juicy read. One that you won't forget about it. It will make a good book discussion. I want to thank those who support Robert's Reading Room and reviews. My Instagram is Robert's Reading Room underscore in between the Robert Reading Room. Facebook group is Robert's Reading Room and reviews. Please support. Get this book. It's on Amazon. Not in paperback. The e-copy is there. The ebook is $4.99 when I check. So please get this book. I highly recommend it. Until next time, have a good night. Happy readings.